Welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids with me, Khat Hansen. I am bringing you this show in an attempt to educate you about the forgotten creatures and beings that exist alongside of us on this amazing planet that we call home. Many of these hidden beings are elusive and highly intelligent. Our ancient ancestors of North and South America knew of and understood these beings quite well. Many people are coming into contact with these elusive creatures, and they do not have any knowledge or understanding of what it is they are seeing and interacting with. This oftentimes leaves these individuals fearful and confused. It's my intention to shed some light and share knowledge through this series. I'm going to help alleviate that fear and confusion. It is time for the light to shine through the darkness. If you are interested in sharing your encounter, contact me directly at khathansen@yahoo.com, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids with me, Kat, your host. How is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to talk about some creepy crawlies. Not really. Kinda, sorta. Her name is Escale, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of her. There may be some of you out there who have. You know, I get lots of requests from people to talk about all kinds of things, you know, and to share my knowledge on all sorts of subjects. And the one that I'm choosing today is about insectoids. Yeah, I know, a lot of you are thinking, ew, gross, creepy crawlies, what the hell is she talking about? Well, kinda, sorta. You see, insectoids made physical contact with Earth somewhere in the far, far past, okay? I still haven't been able to figure out exactly how long it was because it's the nature of the beast, I guess you could say. A lot of people out there want to claim that they have knowledge of it, you know. I don't know. I don't know if they have that knowledge really, or if they're just saying they do, or if they think they do. But I guess what I want to say here is that I don't think anybody has real definite information on when these guys got here, because time, you know, is a concept that we humans have made up, not anybody else. So I think a lot of times it gets distorted, and I didn't mean a pun there, but I guess it comes out that way. But I just want to say that these guys are really, really interesting, okay? Insectoids are a type of interdimensional being, okay? These guys have really taken a beating, okay? Because they don't look like us, okay? They're not humans, you know, they don't have the physical appearance that we humans have. So therefore, they're already on an uneven plateau, you know, playing field. Then you add to the fact that they look like gigantic praying mantises. You know, I mean, we're talking people run screaming in the other directions, and I really do. I think there was like a horror movie that was made at some point where they used like a giant praying mantis, you know. So it's kind of interesting to me just how fearful humans are, you know. You know, did you know that the term mantis actually means divine? Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And the Greeks, as well as, you know, Bushmen in a tribe in Africa, you know, they consider the praying mantis to have supernatural powers. Okay, so this is Escale. This is what my people have named her. Okay, there's a specific name, though, that these interdimensional travelers have. Okay, and it's Etienne. And although they may look like insects, They do not prey on other life forms as insects, like here on Earth do. Okay? They just don't do that. People have wondered, are these guys here to eat you alive? Are these the guys that people have made the horror stories up about with, finding the body parts in vats for them to eat and things? No, this isn't them, okay? These guys do look like giant praying mantises, okay? The ATN have wings, and even though they don't need them to travel, they still have them, okay? They're at least 8 to 9 feet tall, at least. Okay, these guys can be a lot bigger. These guys have a real long, thin torso, so their necks and arms and hands that they end up using to kind of supplement the fact that they have this long, thin torso. Okay, they have additional joints that we don't have. Their heads, are insect-like and triangular with large slanted eyes, and these eyes can be deep brown to black. There again, I'm describing a giant praying mantis, I mean, seriously, I don't get creeped out at all by praying mantises. I'm sorry, I don't. I've hatched them out in my windows before, and I thought that was just like the biggest blessing ever. I drove everybody in the house crazy to make them come look in the window to see these baby mantises hatching out, I mean, I'm not really sure why people are afraid. I think it's an instinctual, primal fear that we have inside. Most mantises are described as green. There's other colors that they come in, such as dark brown, black. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it, people there? I mean, seriously, when you start to think about it, they come in colors just like we do. Their bodies, are composed of a segmented exoskeleton. I know that's something gross that everybody freaks out about, but seriously, it's not that bad, okay? Some seem to be coated in an oily substance, while others are not. I've never seen one that's been coated in an oily substance, ever. These guys that I've always encountered are real clean. They wear long robes. They're in a variety of colors. I'm not even sure how that works. I'm not sure if it signifies different rank among them, But I've even seen some that are unclothed, okay? And their coloring ranges from light to gray, like gray, to like a goldy color, kind of like a sandy gold color. I have figured out that they become more and more gold as they age. These guys, to me, have always been magic. I mean, I have never, ever, ever considered them to be evil, okay? They pretty much dance through frequencies, and they alter their surroundings as they do this, okay? Mantis beings create bubble-like force fields, okay? They travel through time and space with these. In the lower dimensions, they create living spherical ships of light, okay? They have developed the ability to soul travel to these other dimensions, okay? So, right there, it's just talking about how they travel, and I mean, because I write down all my encounters that I have, with these things, and I try to, at the time when I have an encounter, I don't care if it's the middle of the night, 2 a.m., I'll get up and go write. So that way I remember everything that they have to tell me, okay? So I think it was interesting that in lower dimensions, they have to create these living spherical ships of light, okay? That to me is fascinating. They've developed the ability to soul travel, in other dimensions. And they say that they don't travel forward or backwards in time laterally, okay? So like I said, time is a perception that only humans have, okay? These guys just don't even fathom what we're doing with it. They're like, what the heck are you guys, why do you need this? Well, we need it because that's the nature of the beast. Humans have to have a way to explain things, you know. But I thought it was interesting that these guys, you know, can do this, and that they create, you know, like the bubble force fields, and they travel backwards and forwards through time and space. I found that fascinating. Okay, I another thing that I found fascinating, like I said, was the fact that they could soul travel in other dimensions. You know, for me to soul travel, I really, really, really have to want to do it, because I'm so afraid to do it, because you can lose your soul. You know, I mean, seriously. And people are going to say, "Oh my gosh, Kat, no, you can't." Actually, you can. You can, and I've had to work on people. I've been called out to work on people that have gone traveling astrally and have used their soul to do it, and in doing that, they've lost it. You know, for whatever reason, an evil entity or whatever came through and disconnected them from their silver quartz. You know, and it's just fascinating to me that the mantids can do this. You know, I mean, I can tell you from my own experiences that these beings themselves are calm, they're very protective, they're really benevolent, and they communicate, you know, through telepathy. They even behave, you know, a little like the praying manti that I was talking about here from Earth. Okay, they love peace and life, and they're compassionate beings. I'm telling all these nice things about them because I had, for a short period of time as a child, an insectoid that took care of me. You know, he was a teacher. And I really want people to understand that escale, I mean, that's what I'm going to call them, because that's the name my people have given them. Okay? I have never been told any of our legends that were bad about these guys. Okay? Never. These guys have always been very benevolent towards us, you know, and I do know that in times of conflict, they have danced among us so that there is peace, you know, and the turmoil stops. As a child, like I said, I had one that used to teach me things. She's one of my teachers, and I dearly, dearly love her. You know, I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons that I like praying mantises here on Earth. I don't know. I just know that as a child, you know, I was taught to watch everything and to absorb the knowledge that these things had, you know. And so as a child, I watched ants. I watched all the animals out there. You know, I'm watching praying manti. I'm watching all kinds of things here on Earth. So to be given a tutor from an by interdimensional beings really isn't that hard for me to speak about and to let others know that these beings are very benevolent, because I hear a lot of conflict, you know, in this field. It's a lot of uncertainty where it comes to interdimensional beings, and people, you know, say, "Oh my God, I was approached by this giant praying mantis. It scared the heck out of me. I ran. I didn't want to deal with it." Or I was, you know, approached by this giant praying mantis-like thing, and it wanted to pick my brain, you know, and that's not the case. These guys ask you, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of, see, and I call them people because they are. There are a lot of people that come from other dimensions that are not so nice and do not ask your permission and just will do these things. You know, Escala don't do that. You know, they come to you. They're very kind. They're very benevolent. They will ask you, you know, if you want to interact. I mean, what kind of being asks you if you want to interact with them? I mean, seriously, people. I'm just trying to make people understand that all of my teachers that I've had through my lifetime are not all human. And some are not what we would consider human-like, but to me they are. So I'm trying to make it so that people understand that when you're out and about and you have interactions with one cryptid, it kind of opens the door for you to have interactions with other cryptids. So that being said, I don't want it to come as a surprise if you are approached by another cryptid, and maybe it's one like a scale who's very kind and compassionate, and they're trying to learn something from you, and believe me, in turn, for you teaching them something, they will definitely teach you something. And it's always something that's worth having. The knowledge that I have of all the cryptids out there and of all the beings that I've interacted with over my lifetime, I think that the Escala are the very best of teachers. And I do not mind in any way, shape, or form when they visit. I really don't. So, that being said, I'm going to say that if you are approached by an insectoid out in the woods, or in the desert, in the mountains, wherever you're going, if you're ever approached by one of these guys, my advice is, from my perspective, to take whatever information they have to trade you, because it's always valuable. Information is the best thing that you can receive from somebody, knowledge. So, I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm not real sure what's going on with YouTube. Apparently, they're taking out the like button, or not notifying people. So, if that's the case, if you would like, please hit the notify you button there. I know it's around there somewhere. Anyway, I will let you all get about your day. But thank you for visiting. And if you know somebody who might be interested in what I have to say and they haven't been here, please tell them to come over and check out the channel. Okay, hit like and subscribe and you'll be notified of everything. And in the meantime, I will go make another lesson. Have a good day. God bless.